in a couple of seconds, but okay.
Oh, Maggie,
My
did
birthday
you
party.
black out and ghost at your own birthday party this year? The year before I blacked out
right.
like that at your birthday.
Yeah,
I exclusively black out at Maggie's birthday party.
I blacked out at my birthday party and left my birthday party. That's how.
This year you're wearing the tutu and you blacked out.
That's right. I wear an outfit every year. That's okay. Hi guys. Welcome to Laugh Hard. Yay! I'm super excited to be here. We have a killer show for you tonight. Some of my favorite comedians and BFFs, and you just heard us talking about blacking out at birthday parties. So I hope to talk more about that. And I hope that you guys are all blacking out tonight because it's a holiday weekend, and why not, right? I don't know. I am. Oh God, I don't know. How's everyone doing? How is everyone today?
Good.
Yeah? Okay, cool. I feel like I'm like barely hanging on. I don't know. I'm like ready. I'm like ready for this to be over. Like, I don't know. I like feel like I need the kind of Ambien that just works until there's a vaccine. You know? Like, do you have that? Is that like slow release capsules or something? Lindsay, do you have it?
No, it's XR, and I tried that. I was on Ambien the whole first month of this. Like, I don't anything I posted online from like March 12th. I woke up in mid-March and I'm like, have I been posting tweets today? Okay. Don't remember this.
So not even that works.
Okay,
All right,
that's
good.
good. All right, good.
I've been talking to my parents. That's how bored I am. So that's great. Like and my mom is not handling it well either. Like she's so bored that she actually told me my hair looks good, right? But that's not, I don't think that was real. I think that's really just means you're a disappointment. And I'm glad you're here. But guys, we have an amazing show tonight. This is Laugh Hard. We've got some incredible comedians tonight for you. My name's Sarah. I'm going to host. I'm going to bring all your amazing women virtually to you since we can't go anywhere. But before we really jump in, this is a donation-based show. We are all artists, and we love doing this for free, but we would also appreciate if you guys could donate anything. And so I'm going to put our Venmo up here. It's Talk Hard Venmo. Feel free to donate whatever you can to this Venmo, and it's all going to go straight to the amazing women that you're going to hear tonight on the show. So great. Welcome. I have been bored, and so I've been learning a new hobby of playing guitar, and I wrote a song today, you guys, and it's about my car, and it's a Subaru. You ready? Oh, that's the wrong chord already. Okay. You're an old bitch, but I love you, and I found you in the right shade of blue. My mom said I could run you into the ground. I feel like going camping. Am I going in and out?
Your face is random.
Camping.
Okay, wait, hang on. I'll do it again.
We're camping.
Oh God, not a camping. That's the worst one. Hang on. Okay. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Should I start it over? I'll start it over. Fuck it. Okay. little Subaru. Your four-wheel drive, you make me feel alive, and you're practical too, my sweet Subaru. We lived in 3 cities, you took me all the way. How did my parents know 12 years ago that I was so gay? I need a Subaru. A little Subaru. You're great in snow, and I bet people don't know that your hatchback is surprisingly huge, my Subaru. A little sexy Subaru. You purr like a little kitty when you talk to me. And I'm still sorry about that time that my cat took a shit on your seat. Sweet Subaru. A little sexy Subaru. You make my heart soar. Even though I can't lock any of your doors. You never given up on me. Unlike my dad when I did comedy. You're sexy, and you're naughty, and your insurance and upkeep are surprisingly reasonable. You have a fog light, and a broken AC, and a whole lot of attitude. Subaru. Subaru. I love you. I love my gay little car.
What a gay car.
It's so practical and reasonable. Veronica, don't worry. You'll work your way up to being the same level of practical gay as the Subaru. We should only dream. She's like a plastic lesbian car, my Subaru.
Room.
Room. Guys, I'm ready to get the show started. I'm going to bring up one of my favorite comedians. You're going to love her. You've seen her. She's on the Laugh Hard board, so you see her here every week. Give it up for the hilarious Maddie Smith.
Hey. What's up, motherfucking ladies? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you feel my Memorial Day energy? Hey. Good stuff. Support our troops, and by troops I mean us. Okay. Quarantine for 70 days? Yeah, I deserve a fucking medal for this. Yeah, what is up? I'm quarantined with my boyfriend. Yeah. Oh my god. Talk about expressway to hell. Just kidding. It's been good. I feel like there's a silver lining because before Corona, Andrew didn't want to move in. So yeah. There we go. We're stuck together now. What are you gonna do? Leave? That's illegal, bitch. I feel good, and my boyfriend got tested for Corona this week, and he was talking to me about the process of doing it. I don't know if any of you guys have gotten tested. Have you guys gotten tested? Lindsay, they put the thing in your throat, right?
Yeah. All I know, they stick it all the way up into your fucking head.
Yeah, and my boyfriend was complaining about it. He's like, they stuck it so far back there, I like gagged. And I was like, oh my god, now you know how I feel. Every month when I give that to you, right? And he was like, yeah, but that was like a Q-tip. And I was like, yeah, and your dick is 10 times bigger than a Q-tip. Like, what are you talking about? I was trying to say a Q-tip was worse. But anyway, we get it. They're very sensitive. And I can't complain because my boyfriend makes a lot more money than me. All right. So all bets are off. I don't know if you guys date someone. You got to date someone who makes a lot more money than you. Highly recommend Susan B. Anthony. Suck my dick. Okay. Amazing. But when you date someone who makes a lot more money, actually, I'm not going to do that joke. I do that one every week. of this, I haven't written anything new in 3 months. So actually 4 months. It's been going on for months before Corona, but now I just use Corona as an excuse. It's crazy. Some guy comedians, I was going to say guy friends, but they're not my friends. And they were like, dude, the worst part about this is I have like an hour of new material and I can't work it out on the stage. And I was like, oh, really? Is that the worst part about this? You just preached the death of 100,000 people, and oh my God, you can't do your new jokes on stage in Oklahoma. I'm so sorry. Oh, man. Okay. So glad I fucking. Anywho, let's do this one. I have an IUD. Any of you guys got an IUD? Thing. It's in my uterus. I got one because I was super sick of getting abortions. All right, no, I'm kidding. I'm at Planned Parenthood, like, suck it out, baby, literally. Anyway, no, you guys know what an IUD is? It's birth control. And it's amazing. The first time I got my IUD, I had unprotected sex for the first time in my life. The first time in my life I had unprotected sex, I was 26 years old. And the first time I had sex without a condom, I gotta say, it was really good for him. I was like, oh my God. For unprotected sex for me for the first time was more like an iPhone update. Like I went in thinking it was gonna change my life, and then it made things move a tiny bit faster. I was like, oh shit, no new features, that sucks. I'll try again in a few hours. Looks like you're on sleep mode. But I do love my IUD. It's cool. I don't have to worry about getting pregnant or anything. And I never understood like the main argument against abortion. Saying abortion makes the joke more playful. You know what I mean? Abortion? That's an indie band. What's up, guys? With abortion? You put the shun on there. That makes it a little harsher. But I always heard like the main argument against abortion is like, oh, that baby has potential. If you kill it, you could have killed the cure for cancer. You guys heard this, right? They're always like trying to guilt you that way. And I personally am like, if I already had a baby growing inside of me and someone forced me to keep it, I would do everything to make sure that he does not find the cure for cancer, right? Just be the most mediocre kid as possible. He comes home from school in second grade. He's like, Mom, I love science. I'm like, no, you like video games, okay? And you will major in communication. So when he turns 18, I'm going to send him to the government, and he's going to be like, hey, my mom told me to ask you guys if I was worth it. Answer's going to be no, because he's also going to be a Dave Matthews fan.
Oh, shit.
It's not worth our tax dollars. Oh my God. They'll see those Birkenstocks and fund Planned Parenthood until the end of time. I used to do that joke. I used to say he would be a Fish fan, like the band Fish, but it really riled up men a lot. Like, this guy went on stage after me and he's like, Fish is my favorite fucking band, you cunt. And I was like, see, my point proven. Aborted, Andy. Oh, man. Life is rough. I'm going to tell one more joke and then I'll skedaddle. Sarah, I never know if these are 1 minute or 80 minutes, and either way, I don't feel anything. I am on Lexapro. I know a few of you are on the drugs. I know you guys are talking about drugs. Yeah, that's the one reason, like, I'm pro free healthcare. Because as a white woman, if you take away my therapy, you take away my Lexapro, I will be asking to speak to a lot of managers. Yeah, game over for your retail. But so I'm on Lexapro, and it's a cool drug. It helps your brain a lot. But the one hard part about antidepressants is that I have never been drier. Okay? It's like a desert down there. Like a traveling, like a cat's tongue. I was thinking, I realized that there's an echo, right? Or is there an echo? What is it?
Only when you freeze a little.
Am I freezing now?
No, you're good.
Okay. That's the one thing that explains how antidepressants work, right? First they dry you up, and then you can't have sex with men, and then you're happy. Got him. You guys, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Sarah, for hosting. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Kind of Live Comedy.
Yay, Maddie's with everybody. Maddie, yeah, I don't think any child of any man I've ever had sex with is curing cancer, right? Like, that's just not.
No, he's gonna be a new
like, not anybody anybody would pick out of like one of those books at a sperm donor, you know?
No, absolutely not.
Guys, Maddie is the shit. Give it up for Maddie again. She's the best. If you are liking what you're seeing, which I know you are, this is our Venmo to donate. Talk Hard, at Talk Hard. Donate to the amazing comedians you're going to see tonight. Every little bit helps, and help support live arts while we all have to stay home. Because, like, what else are we doing, right?
Mhm.
Our next comedian, I'm going to bring up your next comedian. She's another dear friend of mine and another one of my favorites. I think you're going to love her. I sure do. So let's hear it for Lindsay Tyson.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Are there other people watching this, or is it just us?
No, there are other people watching.
Okay, we just can't see them. What are we doing here? I'm very hungover. I took a lot of Adderall, which I know is very off-brand. It's sad. I mean, I'm depressed. It sucks that the performing arts are gone, or away kind of for now, but I'm glad that magic is gone. Anyone else? I really fucking hate magic. And this is why, because like if I wanted to watch a lie being performed, like I would go to church, you know, or like watch one of Trump's press conferences. Okay, these are new jokes that I wrote. This is a little political, you guys. It's about Joe Biden. I'm voting for him. Whatever. It's just putting that out there. We should all vote anyway. But I do believe that Joe Biden did rape that woman, the actress Tara Reid. Which I know it's not really her, but we all picture every time, you know? Like, we just do. Anyway, like I said, I believe that Joe Biden raped Tara Reid, but I also believe that he does not remember doing it. So, it's like, I feel like he's telling the truth in that. What else? Like I said, I was drinking a lot last night, and just in general, this whole quarantine, it's been fun. This is what I learned the first week of quarantine. You don't have to leave your apartment to black out and lose your debit card. You can do that just right in the privacy of your own home. It's great. This is the other thing. I was taking a lot of Ambien. Sarah brought up Ambien. Thank you. I have a sleeping pill problem. On and off. It's been a pretty big renaissance for my addictions this pandemic. A little period at the beginning, a little revival. Anyway, this is what I did the second week of quarantine. I hid my Ambien from myself while I was on Ambien. And this is what I miss. I miss it when you'd like go out and you would black out and you'd wake up the next morning and it would like piece together what you did last night, like using your Uber receipts. A little Da Vinci Code. I fucked that up. I should have had the Da Vinci Code thing at the top. But you know what? I drank 2 bottles of wine last night because it takes a lot of booze now to get drunk. That's probably a problem. This is something else I've noticed. I've noticed that when you were a little kid, if your favorite ride at Disney was the spinning teacups, you grew up to be an alcoholic. It's a sad fact. What else? I don't know. This is what I've noticed too. Like, okay, everyone who's single, I don't know, I'm single, I don't know who else is. Everyone I know who is single is like the horniest they've ever been, and also looks like the absolute worst that they've ever looked. So it's just like this pandemic is middle school. Like, I hope I get my braces off. I have Invisalign, and this is, I did it. My teeth are perfect. I look amazing. I'm talking about other people are stressed out about how they look. I put all my effort into maintaining myself. It's really sad. This is another thing. I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, what I really like about the quarantine is, like, dating in the quarantine is, like, men, like, really have to, like, get to know you. And I'm like, yeah, but then you have to get to know men. No, like, if I wanted to buy myself alcohol and talk to a guy for an hour that I'm not gonna fuck, like, I'd call my dad. Come on. It's like, ugh. This guy asked me, he's like, do you want to watch a movie over FaceTime? And I was just like, I want to talk to a man for an hour. It's like, oh, awful. People are having FaceTime having sex. I'm like, that's the worst angle. Can you imagine? Like, I don't need to. No, I can't. I don't need to know what my face looks like when I'm talking. All right. What else? These are all just fucking little. This is a fun little joke I wrote right before the quarantine. I was gonna vote. I talked about Joe Biden. I was gonna vote for Warren, and then she dropped out. And then I was gonna vote for Bernie Sanders. And this is what I really didn't like about him. He only texted me when he needed money, and it's like now I know how my dad feels. I don't know. I still take money from my dad. Pretty embarrassing. But I can't stop because it's like the only thing I have in common with my mother. I'm like, that's bonding. It's like, did Daddy give us money yet? You call Papa. I'm just kidding. He's so concerned. He's like, Lindsay's so mentally ill. My mom's a Trump supporter, but she's staying inside. So I'm like, good to know you're just racist, not stupid. Real refreshing. Anyway, she's like pro-life and shit. It's like, and she's always like, Lindsay, how would you feel if I'd aborted you? And I was like, when have I ever once suggested that I enjoy being alive? I don't worry about her dying because I don't think a virus is going to succeed where she failed. That's another thing. You talk a big talk for 20 years and now you can walk outside and so next Christmas, don't be messed inside during the pandemic. You clearly want to live. Idris Elba. Great. There's a lot of white ladies here. You guys, tell me if you agree with this. I think that the more racist the white woman, the more she talks about how she wants to fuck Idris Elba. Right? Like, if next time you hear a white woman be like, oh my god, I really want to fuck Idris Elba, just ask her to name like one other black guy that she wants to fuck. And then like 10 minutes later, she'll be like Barack Obama. Ambient, spinning teacups, getting to know men. I don't know. I saw a group of pigeons today. Pigeons together. I'm not jealous. Okay, that was just a little. How much time do I have left? Should I keep going or what? Am I not planning this?
You know,
This quarantine?
you want more?
Huh?
You want more?
Do one more? What to leave you guys with? We were talking. You guys have heard all my jokes. So I'm going to do a different one. Abortion. Idris Elba, getting to know men. Holy dad. These notes are gibberish. Spinning teacups. I did think about the pigeons. That didn't really work. I'll do this. I don't know. All right. This is what I'll leave you guys with. I don't know. The pandemic has changed a lot for me. Like last year, my dream trip was like to go to Italy. And now this year, my dream trip is just to go to Olive Garden. That's not here. Anyway, I guess that's it. We're not men, so we have that going for us. You know, it could work. Men are doing so bad. I post nothing but mentally ill tweets on Instagram. They're like DMing me dick pics. I'm like, what is this? One guy was like, can I see your face? And I'm like, you're on my Instagram. Men are doing bad, so we're better than them.
Lindsay, one of the things I miss most about leaving the house is blacking out with you and then trying to piece together the night before the next morning over text. One of my favorite.
Oh, I remember that 2 years ago. It was so fun.
Oh, I don't know. It's just one of my fondest memories here in New York. And so I think that says a lot about me. Lindsay is the shit. We love her. And if you guys loved her and all of your amazing comedians tonight, this is our Venmo, Talk Hard. Suggest a donation, $20, but also do what you can because times are tough. It's going to go straight to the comedians that you saw tonight who are incredible and working so hard, even in the most dire of circumstances. So we'll keep the show rolling. I'm going to bring up another one of my faves. She's also on the Laugh Hard board, and a dear friend, and I think you're going to love her. Maggie Lally.
Oh my god, so exciting. Hey guys. This is wonderful. It's Monday again, the best day of my life. Best day of the week. Mondays, laugh hard. I'm doing well. I love the core, as I call it. I've been doing a lot of reading, and I finally realized what my favorite book is. And it's called My Journal. Unreal material in there. I actually have come across some very interesting entries from when I was 23. Okay. And so self-absorbed. But I have these entries that are like all affirmations, right? And it's like, Maggie, you are strong. Maggie, you are brave. Maggie, be brave. Maggie, send as many nudes to strangers as possible. Okay? That's what it says. And then it goes, keep your face in them. So anyway, this is like me being strong at 23. Is being a slut, basically. A free-spirited slut. Anyway, what else? I've realized that I hate social media, guys. It's really rough for me. That said, I have 5 fake Instagrams, all to like my main Instagram. Okay, so I use all of those Instagrams to like my main. All right. So if you ever see a comment on my main Instagram that's like, "Ha ha ha, Maggie, you're amazing," that was me. All right, that was me who wrote that. I'm feeling okay in the core because I'm single again. I went through a breakup right before quarantine. I went through a breakup. He cried. He started crying. Okay, and I started taking pictures of him. Now it's a collage. Feeling great about that. Yeah, tell me if you guys think this is a red flag in a relationship. So 2 years into my relationship with this guy, he goes, finally, Maggie, we're bonding. Right after he made me try cocaine. What is that about? Okay. Not great. A little scary. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling good. I'm really feeling good. I think I'm a kind of like a fuckable woman. What do you guys think? Thanks. And I think I'm a fuckable woman. I say that because I'm a woman that's alive.
Yes.
Right? It's like, that's really all you need, a heartbeat, and someone will fuck you. You know what I mean? So maybe out there, that's the reality, right? Yeah, but then I start to doubt, like, my fuckability because I went out to dinner before the core, obviously, with one of my friends who is a model, and we were sitting down to dinner, right, and this man comes over to us, and he goes up to her, and he's like, "Excuse me, miss, you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen." And then he turned to me and was like, "Good afternoon." Hurtful. But yeah, that said, I really live for it. I'm just like casually at a sleepover right now. I really live for attention from guys. It's like, it's great. Even in my dreams, when I had this crazy dream the other night about me hanging out with this hot guy. And in the dream, he tells me, he goes, "Maggie, you have bad breath." That was the first thing. And then he proceeded to rip my mouth off of my face. Okay, in the dream. So scary. And then even with this like gaping, bleeding hole in my face, I still managed to say, "So do you want to hang out?" This is how desperate I am for male attention. It's so sad. But yeah, I have a theater degree. Maybe that's obvious. I have a theater degree. Having a theater degree is a lot like having no degree. It's the same. Having a theater degree, it doesn't necessarily turn you into a professional actor, but it does turn you into a bisexual who loves to cry. Yes. So it's like, maybe I'm not on TV, but it's like, okay, I can come and weep, dick or pussy. It works. Yeah, I used to have a part-time job before quarantine. I taught middle school boys drama. Oh, God. Did this joke last week. All right, ready for it again. Yeah, I heard it. Middle school boys drama, and I like to think of myself as like a young, hot teacher, you know. And I always felt like these middle school boys were like low-key flirting with me, right? I was always like hardcore flirting back. I'm like, where is this going? You know, I'm like, I don't have time for these mind games. I'm like, I'll see you in detention, you little bitch. To class. I think I love you. All right. What is happening? What else can I talk about? Oh, I was at the store. This is new. All right. I was at the store and the bookstore before the quarantine, and I was perusing the books, and I came across this book that I was extremely drawn to called The Incest Diary. I was like, what could this be about, right? Turns out it's about incest. Anyway, I go to the checkout counter, and the guy at the checkout counter is like, oh my God, this book is amazing. He's like, I'm so excited for you. Is this making people uncomfortable? Probably. Okay. Whatever. Who cares? But yeah, so basically he was like, oh, you're going to love this book. And he's like, oh, and you'll also love this other book. If you like a guy fucking her brother, you'll love a guy or a girl fucking her brother. You'll love a girl fucking her father. So I bought both books. Okay. I think that might not make the cut. I'm thinking that one inappropriate. Whatever. I used to do a lot of improv before I did stand up, and but I had to quit because I hate listening. I'm like, fuck this. I don't care that we're on the moon. Okay, I have a really poor dad. He's impoverished. And he told me growing up, he's like, Maggie, there's only two things you need to know. Number one, it doesn't matter what people think of you. All right. Number two, it doesn't matter what you look like. Now that I've grown up, I realize that those are the only two things that actually matter. All right? I'm like, Dad, you're so stupid. This is why you're poor and ugly and everyone hates you.
Oh, man.
Terrible. Has anyone here accidentally called their boyfriend mom? I don't know. Sometimes when I was cuddling with my ex, I'd be like, I love you, Mom. I mean, Brad. Okay. Is that insane? Whatever. Okay. I think I might be out of time. How long has it been? Again, who knows? I don't even know what that whole thing was. One more, I guess. All right, let's bring it home. Let's really kill this one. Yeah, I don't know. My mom recently asked me, she's like, before the quarantine, she's like, Maggie, what do you do with your life? Like, what do you do? I'm like, Mom, I do so much. You know, I'm acting, I'm singing, I'm doing improv, I'm doing stand-up, all this stuff. She's like, wow, Maggie, I had no idea there were so many ways to not make money. Anyway, but yeah, I guess I'll be making money tonight. Thanks for the people watching. That's it for me. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Another of my favorites. And if you want to help Maggie and all of us make a little bit of money, here's our Venmo. Talk hard. Throw some money in there if you love what you see, because we love you so much. We're going to keep the show rolling right along with another of my favorites. I think you're going to love her. Give it up for Veronica Garza. Woo!
Thank you. I love it because my girlfriend claps. It's great. We haven't talked to each other all day because we've seen each other all the fucking time. It's great. And I'm only saying that because she can hear me because we're in a studio apartment together. You've been to space. It's like that. But I don't want to shit on her. But also this apartment's so small that's like an option. And that too grotesque to start out with. It's a visual, guys. We miss each other. I saw Sarah last week. I ran into her. It was great. That's what, and I was thinking about the pandemic. It sucks because I remember one of my last shows in March. I was at Baby Grand, whatever, and I saw, everyone knows Shelley Coleman. I saw her, and I remember before I left, I was like, bye, and I tried to elbow, say goodbye, and she goes, give me a hug. It might be the last time we get to do this. And that's really dark, but she's right. And I'm glad I hugged her, but also it's like, man, I should have kissed Shelley right on the mouth, right? it would have been a good time to go all in on some weird shit with people because you won't see them for a while. And the time passes that, like, when you get back together, they'll get over it, okay? Like Sarah should have just fucking dry humped your leg. Like, it would have been cool. I don't know if you would have to do the show, but you know what? I would have been willing to take that risk. This pandemic causes you to do some weird shit. I'm thinking of weird shit. I'm just happy to talk to anyone else right now, other than this, you know, being in this studio apartment I'm in. It's weird. I don't know if anyone's ever been with someone else in a studio apartment. This might be the most cliche thing I've ever said as a Mexican woman, but like, I want a wall. I need a wall. I will fund a wall. I will build the wall. Okay? That's where I'm going with this. It's fucking weird, okay? Here's my thoughts, guys. I'm going to say it. No space. It sucks. Oh, I love Brooklyn. It's so weird. Let me think what I wanted to talk about. You know, I'm trying. You know, I just saw Maggie last week. Like, has anything changed? Not really. Wow, I feel like I've seen two of you. This is interesting. Yeah. I don't know. It's just I'm doing a lot of cleaning. I hurt my back vacuuming last week, which is the most Mexican I've ever been. And that is. I'm fifth generation, so it's like it's a very interesting. Like it's like, oh, this is your culture, and and hurting my back. I actually I hurt my sciatica, and for those who don't know what your sciatica is, it's the part of your lower back that starts hurting once you have health insurance. That's what that is. I don't know. I don't know if everyone's still in New York City right now, and I really I don't give a fuck. Like, this is why we have the internet. But now that this situation we're in is happening, people, I know everyone, we all read it as comics, and it's people saying like, oh, if you left, you're not a real New Yorker. And as of next month, I'll be here 9 years, and I'll say this: I will never be a real New Yorker. Because I know how to drive. And that's true. Like, if you ever meet a New Yorker and they, you know, they're so proud about being like, hey, I've been in this city 35 years, I've never left. They're not bragging. It's a cry for help. Ask them if they can ride. Take them over the bridge. They need you. And when I think what's interesting is when I tell that joke, like I'll have native New Yorkers be like, you know what, I can drive. And, you know, that's also bullshit. Just because you have the license, that's just a license. Like, I feel like New Yorker, you know how frustrated New Yorkers are when they watch the Knicks play? Mm-hmm. You should equate that frustration with watching a New Yorker try to parallel park. And it's like, who do you blame? Like, the owner? You know? You're not there. I should leave, you know, on an actual joke. Interesting about this pandemic, I'll say, also, you can tell I'm 36 because I'm yelling right now. Like, I don't get it. You could tell I'm going to be 40 eventually. Like, I'm like, can you hear? I know I'm yelling. I'm sorry. But the cool thing about this pandemic is my mom, she actually sent us a care package last week. It was the sweetest thing. She sent my girlfriend and I a care package, and it had like yoga bands, resistance bands, and it had like 6 different types of facial masks to have like a spa day at home, which was interesting because she managed to say, I care about you, but also when you get out of this, you can be better, right? Woman. That was fun. Thank you all so much. I really don't hate I think we're married now. I don't know.
Give it up for Veronica. Yes. Your girlfriend's very lovely. She's great. My girlfriend and I, our cycles have started to sync up, which I think is common law marriage in the lesbian world. That's it.
Whoever syncs up first, like if she syncs up to you, you're the dominant one. That's how you. That's who it is. Like, you have the dick.
Oh, thank God. I don't know. I
I wasn't even performing.
think we're married now. Good to know. I'll make sure I know that for the strap on. Okay, guys. Veronica, give it up for Veronica. She's the best. We love her. We got a couple more comments for you. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for being here and spending your precious hours of isolation with us. We love you so much. If you loved us and you continue to love us, here's our Venmo again. Don't hesitate to donate. It goes straight to all the ladies you'll see here tonight. We also want to thank Outer Loop Theater for putting this all together and helping ensure that we all get heard and get the opportunity to still do our art even when we can't leave our houses, and that we get the opportunity to show off our weird haircuts in all of this. So thanks so much for them. They've got other events happening on Thursday night. They do Talk Hard, which is this is an offshoot of. They have News Hard on Tuesday nights, and they have a new project called the Empathy Project, which you're going to see coming up every Sunday. And so definitely check them out. They're the best, and we can't thank them enough. We've got 2 more comedians. I'm going to bring up your next comic, who's another dear friend and another one of my favorites. I love her so much. Give it up for Jessica Clayton.
Yeah, me. Hey guys. Really quick, is Maggie still here?
I'm here.
Maggie, is that an axe on your wall?
Yeah, it's an axe.
Oh my god.
I got a lot of good stuff in my room.
Bitch, what the fuck? Did you work at what is that? Renaissance Festival?
Oh, I went. That's like
I
my
could fucking see you. You
I
went.
went comedy to do with festival. Straight up.
Yeah, you're such a wench. Oh my god. Okay. I wish I could never do those boob things. It just is like embarrassing. So I'm like all nipple. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just like it's not. That's what work for me. Okay, so here's my crowd work. All right. Okay. So I hope you all are eating well. I am not. Okay. I see everyone doing like videos. Right? I know there's an echo. Hopefully it will pass. I'm sure we're hello. So everyone is doing their cooking video, and like I don't have the patience for that. I did not grow up in a house where we cooked like these nice fine meals. I don't have the cooking skills like that because like I grew up like poor white trash, and I know like the lipstick is like, but you look cute. I stole it. I didn't. You put on lipstick, like I was saying earlier, you can trick people. But I can't cook like that. Like all the food in my family growing up was like instant. It was all like just add water. And like food for the family in a minute. And I was always like, why are we rushing? Right? Like wrestling's not on for another 4 hours. Why are we rushing? You know, like taking time, make us soft. But you know, I like regular staples in my house. Kool-Aid, all right? Pancakes, but it's just the water kind. Like no milk and eggs, Mr. Rockefeller. We don't carry that. Like, ingredients are for rich people. Do you know what I'm saying? Ingredients, we don't eat ingredients. We eat that instant shit. But yeah, like it was always like super quick. And we ate that shit because it's cheap, you know. Kool-Aid's cheap, ramen noodles cheap, instant pancakes cheap. Like the food we ate was so cheap that I swear to God, one time we found a stray cat and we named it SpaghettiOs because instead of buying cat food, we fed it SpaghettiOs. Yeah, and then it died. Yeah. We were like, uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. You know what I mean? fucking died, guys. It was crazy. Oh man. Cats don't like spaghettios either. What else? I've gotten no dick pics. I am single, and I've gotten not one dick pic over the quarantine, so maybe I'm a little too much of like an aggressive feminist. I don't know what the deal is, but I've gotten not fucking one. Everyone's like, oh my god, like I miss sex so much. I miss it. I don't miss sex. I don't have a ton of it anyway. Like this quarantine does not. My pussy was already in quarantine. Like it didn't change anything for me. Nothing. I'm literally living the same sexual life that I lived before. Cause I can't do casual sex. You know, I can't do it. It's like, first of all, you have to be like incredibly maintained or like somewhat maintained, you know? And like, that's just too much work. Like if you just don't know if you're going home with someone, you have to be maintained, you know? Like I went home with a guy randomly once, and he caught me on the wrong day. Okay. I had a full bush, guys, I can't even stress to you, like whatever bush you're thinking of right now, put that bush on top of that bush. That's the bush that I had. Okay. And I was wearing Spanx. I'm not fat. I was wearing them to hold in the bush. That's how big, guys, that's how big this bush was, okay? You ever wearing Spanx to hold in the bush, okay? Yeah, yeah, you know how when your pubes are so thick, it looks like you got popcorn in your panties? You know what I'm talking about? You gotta take your pants off and it's bubbling up, like, you know? It's you know how girls are like, I'm a snack. Like, I'm a fucking snack. Yeah, some of us are actual snacks, okay? Like, movie theater snacks, all right? You got the popcorn in the front, and if you're real freaky, Raisinets in the back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, movie theater, a little salty, a little sweet. Yeah, so I don't do casual sex. I don't. I don't know. I have a lot of feminist friends, and you know, they're always like, "Fuck white men," and I'm like, "I'm trying." You know, it's like I don't know. Men are weird to me. I wish I had someone to sext though. Sexting is super fun. You guys like to sext? You know, like hey, like. It's just honestly, it's horrible, but I like it. It's like a contract, and you can't take away what you said, but it's still fun. It's something, you know. Like if you put your finger in someone's butt, like you can be like, oh my god, like, and then just forget about it. And you can treat real sex like it's in the moment, but like a text, you like wrote that shit out, like you meant it. You know what I mean? Like you meant to say like. I can't wait to like rin your butthole. Like that, you have to say that. I hate it. But I love it and I miss it. I actually just started sexting for the first time this year. I'm such a late bloomer. I sexted for the first time this year, and it was I definitely had to like get used to it. You know, I was not used to, because it's a lot of the word pussy, you know? Well, you know, it's a lot of the word pussy. And I'm just not used to using that word sexually. I'm just so used to using it to refer to my friend Brandon for making a memory box. Do you know what I mean? Right? Like, this guy's texting me like, oh my god, I can't stop thinking about your pussy. And I'm like, you know Brandon? Small world. You know fucking Brandon too? How much time do I have? Am I out? I was not timing myself.
Do one more.
Okay. Okay, this is just an idea. Let me say it out loud to people who have ears. I just want men to cry so bad. I can't stop thinking about it. I want men to cry, and it pisses me off that they're always like, I just don't know how to cry. I just can't cry. I'm like, first of all, fucker, you were born crying. So you do know how to cry. And, like, you weren't born eating pussy, but somehow you figured that one out. Do you know? Like, stop fucking saying, I just don't know how. Okay, you don't know how to cry, but you know how to make your armpit fart? Like, how can you do this, but you can't fucking cry? Like, how do you know how to snap, like, this thing, you know? When they're like, I can make my
thumb snap. I'm like, but you can't fucking cry. I'm breaking up with you. Cry. I hate it. Fucking cry. That's all I've got there. But I just sense the fucking urgency, don't you? I hate these fuckers. One time I was crying because I broke up with this guy and then I cried. Okay, what the fuck is that? And then this bitch is handing me water? Has that ever happened to you? You're handing me water, you fucking idiot! Like, I know there's water coming from your face. I'm like, now I'm just ranting at this point. Okay. That's my time. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
And I think that's like a TED Talk about crying, really. Like, it should, every man should hear it, you know?
Yeah.
Jessica Clayton, give it up for her. She's the shit. Loved her and loved us. Talk hard. Here's our Venmo right there. Sweet beloved friends, we've come to that time where we are almost to the end of our time together. And it's been so much fun. Thanks for tuning in and for being here. I'm excited to bring up our last comedian. She's another one of my favorites, another dear friend. I think you're going to love her as much as I do. Give it up for Melissa Guevara Sandoval.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you. I made it easier to put Mel Guevara on my Zoom because I thought whitewashing was like the theme today. So someone's like, there's a lot of white women on the show. I was like, it worked. So I was very happy. Veronica and I were just like, oh, they didn't notice. Win. Every time I look like I can complain because I have a high credit score, I feel like I'm winning at life. So I'm okay with that. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, Veronica, I didn't know that you're 5th generation, dude. Is that like a fact? You're 5th gen?
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking wild. And you speak perfect Spanish.
Girl, you've only talked to me drunk.
I have talked to you, and I've met bitches that like got here from Nicaragua yesterday, and they don't speak the Spanish you do. So I'm just like, yo, Veronica be flexing, and on that 5th gen situation, like, holy fuck! Like, it's honestly fucking wild. It honestly to my next joke. So thank you for the transition statement. You've been used. No, but you know what? No, this is a real, not even a statistic. This is like a fact, like through studies. When people migrate from other countries, like when people come over from wherever it is, the first thing that they lose in the first step of assimilation is language, right? So that's the first thing that goes away. And the last thing that goes away is like food. That's like the last thing you hold on from like the original culture. That's why we have Taco Bell. Like that. That's exactly why that's still going on. They're like, oh, we're Mexican, I swear. Right? I promise you. We got that. Right? I'm Nicaraguan. My parents are born and raised in Nicaragua. My mom migrated when she was like 11. My dad fights enough people to get here when he was 30. Like, it's beautiful. I'm first generation. And I've always been so proud of being first generation. I always felt like, fuck, like our food is so good. And I know a lot of you are like wondering where the fuck Nicaragua is. Take the time to Google yourself and Google it. I won't notice. It doesn't matter. But it's somewhere. No, but it's the biggest country in Central America. But like I've always been like so fucking proud. I was like, yo, that motherfucking cuisine, motherfucker, like it's on point. Like fuck me up with some rice and beans. Like I'm always excited. I'm always here for my people. But of course, like, I hate myself, right? Like, I'm here. We're here together. And so my boyfriend's actually white. He's from Michigan, and we actually went back. We didn't go back. I'm not Cuban, but we went to Cuba back in January. And but before we went to Cuba, I was like, babe, I'm originally from Miami, so I was like, let's stop in Miami and like all this shit. And it was my grandma's not 40. We don't fuck that early. It was my aunt's 40th birthday. And so we go to my aunt's 40th birthday and I start hyping up my grandmother's meatballs. I explained to him, I was like, Nick, you need to know something about my family. My grandmother's meatballs have been in our family for generations. Like, this is the best thing about being Nicaraguan. These fucking meatballs are at fucking communions, fucking baptism, quinceañeras, funerals, divorce parties, you name it. These fucking albondigas are there. They make an appearance. Like, they're there before you're drunk aunt. That's when those fucking albondigas are there. Like, people ask, they always request from my grandma, like, Doña Laura, las albóndigas, Doña Laura. And she's like, yeah, I got my motherfucking meatballs right here. And I'm telling Nick, I was like, I'm so proud of being Nicaraguan. Like, this shit is so fucking delicious. He's like, babe, I can't wait to have them. I was like, I know. You can't even, you don't even understand, you know? It's like my grandma's skin on Swedish meatballs. They're fantastic. So he has them. He really thoroughly enjoys it. He's like, yo, these are the best fucking meatballs I've had in my life. I was like, I know, motherfucker. I was like, next time when we go back to New York, I promise you, I'm going to make them for you. Like, I'm going to show you my people's, like, recipes. I'm going to continue this shit, right? So we get back to New York City, and I call my mom. I was like, hey, I'm going to need the ingredients to the fucking infamous meatballs, finally. And she goes, okay, this is what you need. You need an entire bucket of sour cream. I was like, okay, that's fine. We like to shit ourselves. I get it. That's how we stay thin. I'm not finding it. You also need a packet of Linton's onion French dip. And I was like, Linton's onion French dip. And for some reason in my head, it wasn't making any sense yet. I was like, all right, that's fine. And I was like, the meatballs, you do it from scratch? She goes, have you ever seen me do shit from scratch, Melissa? Like, do you have common sense? And she's like, the frozen ones from IKEA, that will be enough. And I was like, the frozen ones from IKEA. I was like, how did people get to this in Nicaragua? Like, how has this been going on forever? And I'm like, Mom, I get that this is the easy version, but like in Nicaragua, do they do like the French onion dip from scratch? Like, how does it work? And my mom's like, what the fuck are you talking about from scratch? Your grandma stole this recipe from some white woman in Connecticut back in the 50s. for years. And I was like, are you asking me? Is that why Nick didn't shit himself? Because this is probably his great grandmother's recipe and we're just fucking colonizing finally? Thank you. I just want you to know, if you haven't heard about Nicaragua, we're coming for you, white people. All your fucking recipes. Hide that shit from your mama. We're here. I'm thoroughly disturbed by it. I just want you guys to know. I'm over here very proud of it. But it's really nice to date over that. It's honestly, it's a pleasure. Mostly because I feel like my credit score will eventually go a lot higher. No one will even notice that my last name is hyphen. Thank you, Veronica. You understand. Right. It's okay. Leslie's about pushing you through, and that's why she's here. I have a guys, talk. It open into a dating forum. We're here. This is fine. I'm just letting you know our secrets. We're not whitewashed. It's just privilege. Yeah, but I'm really happy about it, and I think I never really gave a shit about like race or anything like that. And I know that sounds like a lie, but like I don't really think about it. I was like, you know what? His dick fits inside me, and it's not too big. It doesn't hurt. This is gonna work. And that's why I was doing it for a long time. But I never really put two and two together until our trip to Cuba. If you guys don't know this, obviously, like Cuba has like its embargo situation. There's many restrictions for us to travel there. And a big thing about Americans is that our credit cards or our debit cards or whatever, they don't work in Cuba. You can't put it in an ATM. You can't get any cash out. So the cash that you take to Cuba is the cash that you have. We got too wasted at the airport for us to realize that we didn't take out enough cash for 2 weeks. So we eventually decided that we had to like ration out our money. And we were trying to figure out ways. We got drunk off of a bottle of rum. And then it didn't even matter. I wasn't thinking about poverty. Like, I've been poor my whole life. I was like, we can live off of a bread in communist country. We'll figure it out. It's going to be okay. This is why we're here. And I go on and I get into lingerie and I get ready to, fuck him. And I'm blowjob ready. And listen, For a woman that's bisexual, I don't want to give a blowjob. I really rather much just go down a woman who's actually, I feel like, enjoying. You know, but this is more of like the dance we're doing, right? That's why this is how I'm here. So I'm giving him the blowjob, and I realize it's not really staying hard. And I'm like, what's the problem, Nicholas? And he goes, I'm being honest with you, Melissa. We just weren't financially responsible today.
The fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is correct? This is a true story. If you guys think this is stand-up, this is open, okay? And I was like, what do you mean we weren't financially responsible today, Nicholas? And he goes, yeah, we just weren't thinking this through, and I'm just so angry because I know there's money in my account and we can't do it. And I was like, Nicholas, you weren't financially responsible the moment you put your dick in my vagina if you thought we can get an apartment together under my name. You've been running a lot of risk, my boy, and now you better get it hard. I don't know what to tell you. So that was just like a life-changing experience for me. I have no idea how much time I have, Sarah.
Do one more.
Do one more. Do one last more. This is my last one. Schmickelis, that's what I call him. His last name is Schmicky. I can't make it up. Him, if you like. We're in a long-distance relationship, unfortunately. So he lives in Chicago. I live here in New York. And everyone going through quarantine is like, I don't know. I haven't fucked my significant other in 1,000 years. I'm like, listen, I've been not fucking my boyfriend for the longest time. I've probably seen my boyfriend come more through a screen than I have in real life. I know how to like, oh my God, it's inside. Better like this than forever. So it's just like long distance, like I got it. It's fine. But 3 months without seeing him is the longest time I've ever gone. And I realized that the way that I'm coping through quarantine is that I'm filling the void of lack of sex through baking and cooking. Like it's true. Like if you fuck the items you make, in case like look at these kids, they stay this full because of all the meatballs I've made. It's fine. But I've been cooking more, and I think that there's like a big difference between baking and cooking. There's a whole difference. Every time I make cupcakes or making muffins, I talk to them in like my lesbian voice, like the same way I would do when I'm about to fuck a girl, right? I'm like, oh my God, baby girl, like it's okay. Like you're gonna ride turn right. You're really gonna that yeast. Are you gonna do it? Are you just you're gonna really melt in that blueberries, right? And like anytime I'm cooking, like if I'm making a fucking fat ass lasagna, I gotta talk to him like the sweaty, perspirant, like blue mozzarella motherfucker he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, oh yeah, daddy, are you gonna fill me out with one motherfucking bite? Yeah, you got me like that. Oh yeah, you want to broil, motherfucker, don't you? Like, and if you guys think I'm kidding, I talked about lasagna last night the same way. Oh yeah, you're gonna melt on this pussy, aren't you? I'm sorry, I needed you to know. I just open for it. That's it. Veronica, say hi.
Making this for lesbians.
Guys, that's been our show. Oh, can we real quick, everybody's like handles, where can everybody find you? They can find me at Sarah Meowbliss, Instagram and Twitter. What about you, Mel?
You can find me at Mel Guevara. If you don't know how to spell Guevara, look up Che Guevara. Any Canadians have it. Mel Guevara. You can do this. I believe in you.
What about you, Veronica?
Oh, find me on Instagram at Veros_got_jokes.
Jess.
I'm at Jessica. It's YE 4 S's because all the other ones were taken. YCA, so like Yessie, but 4 S's. So Jessica. You get it?
Yeah.
We'll post at the Laugh Heart page too. What about you, Lindsay?
It's at Lindsay. It's LINDSAY. Diana DIANA because My mom is trashy, and that's my middle name. Henry, you.
Like Princess Diana.
Like princess, like
Henry.
And what about you, Maggie?
It's Mags Lals, MAGSLALS, Instagram and Twitter.
Right, and you can get Maddie at So Maddie Smith. Here's our Venmo one last time. We'll keep it open for another 10 minutes or so. But thanks, guys, so much. This is the best part of my weekend.